And we are in game. So, spawning down in the bottom left hand position as the teal Zerg player. From the last resort, it is Revolution. And his opponent up in the top left, the blue Protoss player. From the clan Spec, it's Boombox. Now, this is where things start getting very exciting. The quarterfinals is always going to be brilliant fun to see. And it's getting the pressure on because this is where the points you get per cup really start racking up. Getting into the quarterfinals is where you're definitely going to be seeing exciting things going on, because if you start seeing, well, third, fourth get you 100 points. So if you win this, you're getting yourself at least 100 points. That's good news. Whereas 5th to 8th is only 75 points. So you want to be finishing up here, getting yourself into a good spot, because that's where you start getting a few more points. 25 points might not seem like much, but as we all know from the drama surrounding the WCS rankings, Naniwa trying to be the foreigner hope at BlizzCon, points really can make a huge amount of difference. So definitely want to be making sure that we get some cool stuff going on. And yeah, if we do, then I'm going to want to see those points rack up to some awesome prizes for these great players. So, in terms of opening, we've got a pool opening first, coming down from Revolution. So he is playing it very safe. Very, very safely. Up against the Gateway Expand, a pool first is fine. Generally, in terms of openings, that you want to go as a Zerg against the pool first is either hatch pool or pool hatch. And they're the two big things. You want to be getting a gas up pretty soon if it is going to be a hatch gateway first, but being a 4-player spawn, taking a third base could be a risk, because if, for example, Boombox was spawning down in the bottom right and Revolution expanded towards the third, here he would be expanding towards his opponent. It would be a little bit more risky and it'd be a bit frustrating for him. So this is a safe way to open with this pool first. It means he can get his queen up, economically speaking. Things looking quite good for him. Meanwhile, over at Boombox's side, he's just busy getting down his cyber core. Everything all going on pretty good, and everything looking very safe. Really, I'm quite happy with how this is going for the moment. Being game one of a best of 3, of course, the mindset of the players will always be, okay, play cautious, don't take too many risks, see where perhaps I can get an advantage in game number 2. If this game either goes my way or doesn't, maybe I can see a good opportunity. How my opponent plays, what kind of builds they value, what units they go for in compositions, play style, that sort of thing. You can suss all of that out if you don't already know. And bearing in mind this is open to UK residents only, it's very likely that a lot of these players have faced each other frequently in various tournaments, specifically at the Insomnia events, happening 3 times a year, and that's where you can get a lot of fun going down. So, Revolution for the moment is just going fairly standard. He's rapidly approaching the point where he can start up Zergling speed. His gas quickly getting to that point. Needs to look at getting a third with his current opening at around the 6 to 7 minute mark is usually a good point to get that down against this sort of play. But the big question is, will Boombox go for 3 additional gates and to some delayed 4-gate pressure, or will he get some tech? Well, he's got a sentry out first, which is really making me feel it's going to be some tech. Generally a good indicator if the gas is being spent there. If we saw, say, a Stalker with some Zealots, that could potentially be into some 4-gate pressure, but all looking good. Just one lone Zealot and a Mothership Core running forward, but the 2 Queens should adequately be able to defend that. Time Warp will go down, but the Zerglings doing a nice little bit of work, helping that Zealot to get forced back into a retreat. And Zealot will now get away, but the Mothership Core not going to be able to do much damage, will not be able to take out the Queens. A couple more Lings have been forced, actually a lot more Lings have been forced, going up to 16, and here comes out the Stargate. Knowing these spawn positions, the Stargate can get into the natural base very quickly, very efficiently, but will this Overlord come and be a hero? Will it get out and scout? Well, maybe. If it does, that's definitely what you want to see. It's a good scouting time, this, around the sort of 6:20, 6:30 mark. 6:30 coming in is good, because that's usually when you see some tech or decisions. The only thing that currently Revolution hasn't seen... Oh no, actually he has. He can see the front. He sees everything. He knows. He knows And that's good, because obviously if you've got information as a Zerg player, you're going to be able to get yourself into some really solid stuff. Now, these Zealots are going to get surrounded. Revolution with some good control here, maximizing the surface area, takes those out very cost effectively. A sentry will be forced to use the force field. There is a good amount of energy still there though, so can get another one down should he need to. Mothership Core can also just start chipping away at those lings, dealing a bit of damage. Revolution happy to expand behind him though, getting his Roach Warren down too. All of it looking fairly good and fairly chilled. Phoenix are going to be the Stargate unit of choice coming out here for Boombox. Makes sense, to be honest. Want to be going good. Probes getting taken out. Proxy pylon discovered. This is so good here for Revolution, knowing where the proxy pylons are, because if you're able to get these out, it really minimizes any kind of push that's going to be coming due to the reinforcements not becoming available. Now, it's just the one Phoenix for the time being, following it up with a Void Ray, but it's enough to trigger a reaction out of Revolution. He's getting a Spore Caller down at each base. His third should be pretty much safe, but the one Phoenix into Void Ray simply means that the Phoenix can come and pick away at Overlords that may be about. The Void Rays, though, they're going to be stronger later game. We've also got the second Stargate now coming out. The Void Ray has been seen, though. That's obviously a good time. A little bit of pressure at front here, but still enough energy for another force field if needed. Mothership Core slowly racking up them kills, up to 5 kills already, which is clearly going to be good for a Mothership Core, considering it just does tickle damage every hit. Creep spread going nice. Look at this. Lots of active creep tumors, nicely spread out. They're going to go arching over the map fairly quickly. Speedlings still bouncing about like overactive Speedlings do. Second Stargate, of course, on its way. I'm not sure if it has actually been seen. No, it hasn't. So, no idea whether it's 1 or 2 Stargate production. The robotic facility also coming down, but the Hydra Den on its way out here for Revolution. So, that Hydra Den simply means that up against a small number of Void Rays, Hydra's going to deal well. Probably the only thing better dealing with Void Rays than Hydralisks in a Zerg's arsenal were the Mutalisks or a lot of Queens. And the reason Queens are really good is because Void Rays don't deal bonus damage to Queens because they're not armored. So that allows you to do good damage. They can transfuse themselves, so they can heal up the damage fairly quick. And they're a bit beefier than Hydras. And I say that as an important thing because Hydras, while they deal out a lot of damage, they are class cannons after all. So if they are focused down by a good number of Void Rays, they may get taken out before they're able to kill all the Voids, especially if there's some nice force fields in there. So wait and see what's going to happen here, but the Phoenix are going to just keep working away at any Overlords, but the Overlord gets the important bit of information. Then an expansion is coming. Speedling's coming in here as well from Revolution now. He is going to try and deal some damage, but with a good Zealot Sentry Force, some nice force fields, not too much gets taken out, and actually that wasn't the best trade for Revolution there. But it was only Zerglings, so not too much to worry about. Double Oracle production coming down. Alright, where's that getting rallied to? Right down to the center of the map. Could go and harass at the third. Double Oracles is not something that you see too often at a double Stargate, but it's going to give a huge amount of DPS potential. If they get into one of the bases, even if one goes into the natural, one goes into the third, it can do a lot. The natural probably not the best target though because of the Spore Caller. Same with the main. Those spores around and the Queen will deal out a lot of damage to it, so you've got to be careful. Now, Twilight Council is coming down here. It's just plain normal teching up. There is a forge, so +2 ground weapons can get started. No +1 air weapons also on its way out. Where are those oracles though? That is the question. The oracle's heading straight towards the natural, but unfortunately, as I said, there was a spore there, but will they be able to deal enough damage in the meantime? Well, one oracle taking a good bit of fire is not going to get pulled back. Just suicides onto the Queen, but it's the push in towards the third that's concerning. Force field's going down there for Boombox. He's able to focus out this hatchery, gets the kill, mass recalls out. The oracle did... Oh no! He mass recalled too quickly! I didn't even see it. This is such a problem. Oh no. Oh no. You want to be able to kill that. The fact that stayed up is such a blessing for Boombox. Sorry, for Revolution. Revolution is going to be so happy with that. He probably can't actually believe his luck. He did lose only a single drone as well, but he did have a Queen taken out of the natural base. But that doesn't matter. If your third stayed up, that's pretty good for you. Of course, this Void Ray, trying to find a sneaky path that it can get through at. But seriously, that hatchery survived. That... Oh no. I feel so bad for Boombox as well, because it was such a beautiful play. Unfortunately, he's got no proxy pylon down either, so he can't sneak a unit in. It would only literally need now, like, a couple of zealots, and that'll be dead. Queen did come over to transfuse him, which is probably a good move. Note as well, the Hive is getting morphed in. taking up into Hive Tech. Hydra's engaging now, but this is where we could see a good amount of damage done, because there's only sentries and void rays. The Hydras can get zoned out by force codes, or they could just go up into the natural base and say, go on, keep your third base, see if I care. I'm taking out your production facilities, I'm taking out everything, and without any Colossi, without any Storm, Revolution, dealing the counter damage that he can only dream of. Will he also leave? Will he also leave a Nexus up with only a couple of hit points? Maybe. Maybe he'll feel generous, but the Void Rays will be able to deal some good damage. A lot of those Hydralisks are zoned out. The Mothership Core able to trigger Photon Overcharge, but the Nexus staying up. Void Rays cleaning a lot of this down, and well, with these Void Rays taking up the units, with the Photon Overcharge able to deal a bit more damage, the Nexus will stay alive. A lot of sentries did die in the process, but well, Boombox, he kept his Nexus, and that's what he's going to be happy with. Upgrade wise, +2 attack is about to be done for Boombox. +2 missile attacks soon to be finished as well for Revolution. So they're looking pretty similar in terms of their upgrading. And well, it's coming down to the Hydras. This is so Hydra heavy, and that's why I'm so happy to see the Templar Archives coming down, because that Templar Archives is going to give Boombox the option to storm them. And if you get a good size storm down on these Hydras, well, that's where the damage is going to quickly get racked up. I've already mentioned that they're incredibly weak if they get hit. An Immortal probably not the best choice up against an Immortal, but does manage to escape, stays alive. Zealots are going up straight against a lot of Zerglings, but it's the Hydras that are dealing all of the damage. The Void Ray count currently sitting at 5, but the Hydra count a lot higher. Revolution now pushing on up and in, dealing all of the damage at the moment. But is it going to be enough? The Void Ray's getting low. The Hydra count fairly good. The Mothership Core has been taken out too, so there's no Photon Overcharge. A Void Ray falls, another Void Ray goes down. These Hydras just dealing all of the damage because they've got the speed upgrade and the range upgrade, and +2 has just kicked in. Storm is such a long way from completion. Zealot's trying to hold on, but the DPS from these Hydras is just crazy. Zealot's getting taken down. GG is called. Revolution takes game number 1 of this